Welcome back, my fellow geeks. What we're going to look at today is getting rid of these dark circles underneath our subject's eyes. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and duplicate the background. I'm going to zoom in real close here. And when you start doing this type of retouching, it's always a good idea to come in here and go ahead and take care of some of these smaller problems first. And we can do that by grabbing the healing brush tool. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. If I hold down the Alt key, that gives me turns my cursor into a little target and allows me to choose a sample area. Then I can, make my brush a little smaller using the bracket keys and just click there and literally paint away those little globs of makeup. I'm going to do the same thing, come down here and just choose a sample area and start cutting down on some of these extraneous little wrinkles here. As you can see, I'm coming through here and just alt clicking and then dragging right along with the grain of the skin, with the texture of the skin. And I'm just going to move over here real quick and do the same thing. Whoops, I'm going to undo that. If you do this type of retouching much, you'll soon find that it can take a little bit of time and a little more attention than most of your other retouching skills. So what we've got now is we're at a place where we can actually do a couple different things. We're going to look at two different techniques. The first of which is going to involve the patch tool, which will allow me to come in here and basically drag a selection around this wrinkle here that we want to replace. And so now I can come in here and just drag to a better looking area of skin and release. Now let's undo that selection, and as you can see, that got rid of the wrinkle. It kept a pretty good skin texture, and we have some problems around here, but that's no problem to come in here with the patch tool still selected and kind of go around these edges and bring back in some of the good texture of skin. You'll also notice as we go through this that there'll be a little bit of discoloration, and we're going to get to that, so just hang tight. Go ahead and get this guy out of the way as well. Whoop. Right there. And just for the sake of time for this tutorial, I'm going to halt work on that one there, and as you can see, you can go on and refine this as much as you want to, but just to keep this tutorial a little shorter, I'm going to go over here and do another technique which involves us switching back to the healing brush tool, making our brush a little bit bigger. Let's go and alt click down here and then just basically paint right over that wrinkle. And get a little bit more down here. Okay. Just one more touch right there. So basically the two different techniques. This side was a little the transition from the good skin to the wrinkle wasn't as severe. But you can see that there's still a little bit of a discoloration underneath both of our eyes here. And to take care of that, we can switch to our clone stamp tool, set the mode to lighten, and let's take down our opacity somewhere around 40%. And what lighten will do is will allow us to come in here And let's grab a big brush. When we paint over the areas now, it will only make the areas brighter. It will not affect the darker. Now, without clicking anything else, if we come back to Edit and Fade Clone Stamp, you can see that it sets us back to 40% like we originally had our tool. So if you think it needs to be a little brighter, you can just bring this up a little bit more. I don't want to get too bright. You don't want this retouch to be too obvious. If we crank it up to 100%, you can see we can take this down to, let's just bring it up just a little bit. Let's just bring it to 50%. And then we can come over to this other eye and do the same thing. This one's not going to require as much. We can actually probably take that one down a little bit to around 30%. So now if we zoom back out, we have our before and after. The after takes care of the wrinkles. It makes keeps your skin texture and makes the skin tone a little bit more in line with the rest of the face, and just can really take years off of your model.